So you're with Kodak, your name is?
Jenny Cisney, and I am Kodak's Chief Blogger and Social Media Manager.
That's quite the title.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun job. It's like a dream job, right? People are like, how did you get that job? You blog for a living? Yeah, it's on my business card.
It's a real thing. Pretty much everybody here is making a living off of it somehow.
Yeah. I've been doing it for 4 years now. Just had our 4-year anniversary of our first blog, 1000words.kodak.com.
Well, Kodak has definitely made a name for itself among the blogging community, especially the purists, and it's amazing how much everything's grown, and we're seeing some bigger brands, but it's nice to have brands like a Kodak that have been there really from the early stages, excuse me, with a lot of this stuff. So what's Kodak's big focus here? I know that you guys are doing something with Ford. We're just talking about that with Scott Monty here just a minute ago. And what's the other focus for you here at the show?
Well, we're using our pocket video cameras here. That's kind of how we partnered up with Ford. They gave us a car to put in our booth, and we gave them some pocket video cameras. I don't know if that was quite an equal exchange, but and what we're doing is I don't know if he told you, but they wrapped the car for us, and we've had people drawing on it, which I know is making some people sweat, but we're recording it on our pocket video cameras and then making like a sort of a fake time-lapse video of it and putting up online. People can go and see themselves, and then we're also talking about our share button, because all our cameras have the share button, so when you take a picture or video, you can hit the button and tag it for Facebook or YouTube, plug in the camera, and it automatically uploads. So, these bloggers, they create a ton of content, and so you don't have a lot of time to be doing all that uploading, so the share button takes care of it for you.
I would use the share button if I had one of the cameras.
We may have to hook you up there.
I still have my ZI-8. I love the Kodak ZI-8, and that it has an audio out. We've used the ZI-8 for a lot of our coverage at smaller shows where we don't have the big cameras set up. And so, if we send one blogger out, to do some video blogging, I personally will take a ZI-8 out. I've got, some other cameras that I've tried to, but I use it a lot. So
maybe you should try a Play Sport. That is a waterproof pocket video camera, so if you're going to do anything on the beach or in a pool, or you'll be all set. It's waterproof up to 10.
With this pale skin, do you really think I'm going to be on the beach doing any vlogging? I don't know.
Nice time-lapse video of you like getting redder and redder.
Ow, I don't think so. Well, we could do something where, like, I don't have my sunscreen on all of my body and I become a piece of art and then I burn within, a pattern.
There, and then you can just upload it to YouTube, upload it to Facebook, share it with everybody.
So what are some of the things that you're doing from a social media perspective now with Ford? I mean, people always talk about Twitter and Facebook, but we're in a community here right now of people that are really on the cutting edge of new media. So what other tools are you using, or perhaps how are you using these existing tools in a unique way?
Well, we do. When we come to a show like this, we'll make our booth a Foursquare location. What else have we been doing? I don't know. I know everybody talks about the location stuff right now, but one of the things that we're doing, it's not even necessarily tied to a tool, but it's just connecting with people, because we're all about sharing. So we're connecting with bloggers and videographers, and kind of amplifying what our customers are doing with our product, and we'll sponsor them at conferences, or we'll bring them with us to the Oscars. We sponsored the bleachers, and we brought 10 bloggers with us. So it's not always about the tool. Sometimes it's around what you're doing with the tools and with your customers.
That's a really, really good point. It seems like a lot of the larger companies, yourself, Ford, are tapping into a lot of these influencers, a lot of this digerati, so to speak, of people that are going to help spread the message for you, and that it's going to be much more credible if you're doing it through a third party like that.
Right, and it doesn't always have to be Kodak, and Kodak products. We like to talk about photography and video and sharing memories, so you're kind of becoming a curator of content and highlighting other people that are doing really innovative things with your products, or just talking about the industry, not necessarily always about yourself.
That's actually been a very huge talking point here at the show overall. I was just hosting one of the panels at Tech Munch, which is one of the new tracks here at BlogWorld this year. It's all about food blogging. And they were discussing the same thing, where they will readily share related content, not necessarily stuff just from their own blog or video or video blog or whatnot. They'll also share related posts, general industry trends, things like that. And that makes sense because people want to stay, up to speed with the entire space that they're following, not just your company.
Right, you really have to provide your readers valuable content. Retweet other people, what they're doing, link to interesting tips and tricks, and then also you really have to listen to your customers in social media too. That's probably even a bigger thing is, what do they think of your product? What features do they want to see? Are they having problems? And really, we just hired a chief listener last spring.
You actually call them a chief listener.
Yep, so you got the chief blogger and the chief listener. After 4 years, I was barely getting any sleep. Posting to Facebook, creating YouTube videos, and then also watching we counted, it's over 300,000 new mentions of Kodak online every month, and that's a lot to keep track of. So brought on a chief listener, and that's what she does. She watches the conversation about our brand online.
And does she respond to people? Is she in charge of that, or is she just in charge of monitoring the sentiment?
Oh no, she does both. She does, she can produce a graph of how many people like the product or don't like it and feed that back into our product development teams. But then also reaching out to people, maybe they don't even know we're on Twitter, and they say something like, I dropped my camera in a puddle and it won't turn on. Well, have you contacted service and support? So I still talk to a lot of our customers online too, but it definitely helps to have her there.
Now, a large company like yourselves, do you use certain tools to help you monitor those sentiments and those mentions?
Oh yeah, definitely. We work with Radian 6. So we have a dashboard set up, and we work with People Browser for Twitter.
Jody Rich?
Yeah, he's great, yeah. So, even though we're a big company, we don't have a huge team. You're kind of looking at it right here, and our chief listener. So a lot of small companies say, well, I don't think I can do social media because we're a small company. I'm like, yeah, you can. Yeah. Even if you're just starting off monitoring using something like Google Alerts. Right. And then you work your way up to having a tool like Radian 6. But sometimes you gotta call in the troops and get some help.
Yeah. Any other tools that you personally use that you like that you would recommend to people?
Well, we use awareness for our blog, and keeping track of some of the things that go on with the blog and the comments. But those are the three that we really work with right now. Oh, and I use CodeTweet. CodeTweet's awesome too. Right, oh yeah, because I'm Kodak CB, she's Kodak CL. We have lots of people on Twitter, and then we have that Kodak account, and we're kind of we're so people-oriented. We're like, who's going to Twitter from Kodak? George Eastman isn't around anymore. He can't do it. So what we did is we set up the Kodak account on CodeTweet, and both our chief listener and myself contribute to that Twitter account.
Right. What sort of things do you tweet that get the most response? Or are there things that you've tweeted from Kodak that have surprised you in terms of the way people have responded?
I love telling people that we invented the first digital camera. People don't know that, and we did. It was a Kodak engineer, Steve Sasson, in 1976, and he literally, it's about this big, it's blue, it's about the size of a toaster, and every once in a while I'll point to a video or something where he's getting an award for it, and people are like, what, Kodak? And it's like, totally, we have been innovating for years. So I love talking about our innovation and also tips and tricks. Things like Halloween's coming up, so let's share some tips for taking pictures at night with the trick-or-treaters, and just things like that can help people out.
So, it's low light, obviously, on Halloween night. How do you still get some good photos?
Right. Use the red eye reduction mode, so you don't. Well, maybe that's a good thing. So they all have glowing red eyes with their Halloween costumes. So.
Have you learned a lot about photography by working for Kodak?
I have, because I'm not a trained photographer, and but I take a ton of pictures, as everybody does. But so I tweet pictures that I take of my pug, and he's on the website. If you go to Kodak, you'll find him.
Does he have his own Twitter account?
He does.
What is it?
Oscar Thoughts. Yeah. And the cat tweets too, Stewie thoughts, so they go back and forth between the two of them. But anyhow, I don't have any special training, but I can use our cameras and take a great picture. And I think that helps that when a customer is looking at our picture, says, that is a great picture, but they're probably a pro photographer, and I'm not. So you're like, well, that's very attainable. Anybody can do it.
That's actually a really good marketing angle.
Yeah, if I can do it, you can do it.
Exactly. Well, are you here the rest of the day? Are you here tonight? There's tech karaoke going on here at BlogWorld tonight. Are you going to participate?
Well, we've got to do something with that car sitting in our booth. We probably are going to have to roll it over here to the Ford booth. I don't know.
Here,
what the plan
you can
is.
have it back now that we've drawn all over it.
Or maybe we'll be like tearing back to Rochester, New York in the Ford. They're like, what happened to our car? We're like already across the border.
Efren's trying to talk to me off camera, and I don't have any earbud in.
Oh, the Play Touch, that's our latest pocket video camera. It's very similar to the ZI-8. It's still 1080p, HD.
Would love to play with it.
One might have to walk its way over here. It has the external microphone jack, which is also a headphone jack.
Love that. That's my favorite.
Onboard editing and some cool modes like a black and white mode, a 70s mode, so you can kind of do your own 70s film and yeah, some fun stuff.
I really don't think I can truly appreciate it unless it's in my hand.
Definitely, like coming down heavy over here. I think.
We know marketing and social media here at TechZulu too. No, it would be fun to play with one, obviously. So, but where can people? Are they available now, or are you just releasing them?
No, they are. They're available at Best Buy, Kodak.com, as are still the ZI-8 and the Play Sport, the waterproof one. So yeah, that's where they can find it.
So if you like to do water sports and play at the beach and have a tan, then you can use the one that's for water sports. But not me.
We'll stick with the ZI-8 and the Play Touch for you.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Jen. It's great. And you are on Twitter again, Kodak CB?
Kodak CB. That's it.
Well, we love chatting with you guys, as always. And hopefully we will see you out at Tech Karaoke tonight.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Once you've rolled the Ford out of the way, back over to the booth.
Cruise on in.
I think that's a good idea, actually. I dare you. I dare you. I double dog dare you.
God, Money's going to come diving through the wall.
You can totally blame me. Just tell Scott it's Amanda's fault, and he'll go, I knew it.
Nice.
Well, thanks again, Kodak CB, and I want to play with the camera. So, yeah. So everybody, that was Kodak. Make sure that you check out their new cameras. They really are great. We already use the ZI-8 as one of our cameras, one of the many